your story with language is,
of course.
As a very proud French woman, I know speaking English has been a bit annoying, but
I have somebody at home always making fun of me and French.
oh no.
Even though I don't speak like that, actually. I guess I think everybody, American TV shows, I used to watch that a lot. My favorite one was Charmed. I really loved it because I wanted to be a witch when I was young.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't know why I'm telling you that, because thinking about it, I used to watch it in French. Because everything is dubbed. Everything is dubbed in French.
All my French friends are like, we would actually not watch it with subtitles. It's dubbed in French.
So my memory is telling me, hey, you learn English by watching American TV shows in French. And I'm just like, wait a second, come back to here.
But it wasn't.
Doesn't make any sense.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the NG 英文 show. My name is John Drummond, or Yang Haoen.
Hi, 大家好，欢迎回到 NG 英文，我是 Stephanie。今天的来宾是来自法国的 Sylvie， 那他是一位作家、国际演讲者跟一位塔罗牌老师。那接下来他会跟我们分享关于疗愈、怎么自我成長、自我照顧跟一些身心靈相關的議題哦。那讓我們來歡迎 Sylvie。
Today, I am joined by the French superstar, Miss Sylvie. Sylvie is an author, she is an international speaker, she is a tarot practitioner, and so much more. She's going to share with us about healing and how to work on ourselves and self-care and so many really beautiful topics that I'm so grateful that you can talk about with us all here on NG 英文. So everyone, please welcome Sylvie. Well, Sylvie, it's so cool because we were just talking a little bit off air how special it is that we get to meet today out of all days of something I've been working on with some self-care and some healthy habits and how much you care about that and how much you really, it seems like are going to give me some guidance. So I'm really grateful.
I hope so. I really believe that I don't think everything has to have a meaning exactly, but I do believe that there are things that happens because there's a reason behind.
Yeah, so cool.
Today is one of the days.
Today is one of the days.
That means there's something for you too.
Ooh, that's right. If you're listening to today's episode, this is maybe pay attention. Well, I was hoping, could you start us off, Miss Sylvie, with a little self-introduction about you?
Sure.
Who is the woman, the myth, the legend, Miss Sylvie?
Oh, wow. That's big words, so no pressure at all. I'm actually just a humble human being on planet Earth.
Yes.
In this big universe. That's it.
So cute.
I was born in France and then pretty much raised there and study in England and Japan for a while. And I did business school and worked in a lot of different big companies, mostly French, skincare, publishing, magazines, and then luxurious goods. And then after that, I've been sent by a French company, a big French company, to Taiwan to work as a project manager here for a brand, of skincare brand. And then I came here and I really love the country and really dislike my job. Yay!
Chapter 2.
So I stayed in the job for a while and I was very, very lucky. I was very lucky after that because I actually met my spouse, my soulmate.
Hey, shout out to your husband.
Yay! Shout out to Chris.
Chris.
And
yes.
So I didn't want to leave the country, but I didn't want to stay in that company. And then from that point started like a big journey of what am I going to do with my life? And I think a lot of people go through that kind of journey. Right.
Guilty.
If you're guilty, say something in the comment.
Oh, look at you, Miss YouTuber over here. I love it.
Yeah. And so I was like wondering, and then so for a while I started to relearn Chinese, which was great because like my parents speak Chinese, speak Mandarin. But I've been guilty to always speak French in France. And then
that is very French of you to do that.
To not care that much. And I'm so sorry about that, the language and then like reconnecting with culture and then family and all of that through the language. And then like I've done, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I've done like different things afterwards. Like, like I think a lot of people here, teaching and tutoring and all of that. And then I decided, no, you know what? I'm going to do something I really care about. And I started like something called Humans of Taiwan. I wish it was Humans of New York, but it was a big inspiration. Humans of Taiwan. And it was great. And then, people loved it. And a lot of publicity around, and then after that I just stopped because it was really hard somehow. I just crashed. And then after that I decided, I'm gonna do events with my spouse, and we did tons of stuff. We did like a huge pillow fight in Chiang Kai-shek Memorial. 1,000 people came.
What?
Really
That's
epic.
awesome.
Yeah, it was really epic. And the police came too. And then TV also came. So that was really fun.
All publicity is good publicity.
And then, so we did like a lot of events and we had a lot of fun, but doing events is actually pretty, tiring. We also did videos at the same time, editing a lot of video while doing the events. And, after that, I was also really tired and kind of crashed. And then I decided, I'm gonna write again, instead, which was my first love, writing. And, I published a book in Switzerland. And then also won some writing competitions. And then after that, I just couldn't write anymore. So I crashed again. So you can see a pattern, because I'm sure you're very smart. Yeah. So after that, I was just like, what is going on? Seriously, I think something's going on. Maybe I should actually pay attention and stop just walking around like a zombie and wake up. And then this is where I started to do, when I met somebody amazing, my first mentor, tutor guide, shout out to Marie. And, she opened my eyes and my heart about a lot of things, that I needed to work on, and then to just acknowledge and understand. And from that part, when you open your heart and your eyes and your mind to things, you truly can see the roots of your problem. And I think that's one of the things that's really hard for a lot of people, is that they do a lot of things around it, or they kind of put a band-aid, but it's good for a while, but then the problem keeps coming back. And that's I think what's going on. And then after that, understanding what really was the root, and layer by layer, we often say that we're onions. Not stinky, but just
I'm
layer.
stinky.
Yeah, it's true. I'm just kidding. Layer of onions, and then you just peel one layer at a time. You heal one layer, you understand it, and then you go deeper. And then you go deeper. And then you do it one layer at a time, because often people, they want to jump to, to the big thing. And often, but before getting to the big things, you have to do different little things, different milestones and little steps. And, I was guilty of wanting to be an international publishing author, bestseller, New York Times, whatever, even if I'm not American.
That sounded American right there. I was like, is this the American New York accent right here?
Oh, was it? I didn't know.
I like it.
And that would then just sometimes you have to go back to the basics. And going back to the basics, does not mean that you are failing or you have to do everything again. Oh my God, it's tiring. Often just taking the time to go back to the basics will actually jump you, much faster. Because you clear things, you clean things, and you understand things truly and deeply. And you don't have all this fog in your brain. And you can know exactly what is the right step. And this is everything we're trying to do with all the practice I'm doing, with all the tools we have, is not what is the step, or simply just the next step, is often what is the right step for you, and or for you, or for me. And like I said, or maybe I didn't say it, but everybody's journey is very different. It's very similar in a lot of sense, in a large sense, but when you're walking and you look at just your path, it's very just unique to you. How you were brought up, and then your qualities, your shortcomings, your strengths and weaknesses, and all of that. And depending on that, then you need to find the right action according to that. And often we will help on that regard. And then giving you the right step will help you to take to the next right step, and then the next one. And then after you can reach not necessarily peacefully, because often life is not really peaceful, but you're gonna have like this sense of like, oh, I can feel it. I'm really doing something that's right.
Wonderful summary there of what you've done. It seems like you have also been finding your path, because it sounds like, yeah, as you said so beautifully, these kind of peaks and valleys of your life are really kept forcing you to kind of be like, is this Sylvie? Is this the best thing for me? Am I most aligned with what I'm doing?
来宾出生于法国，并且在英国跟日本留学过。那后来他是读商学院，而出社会后也到了一些大公司，那大部分都是法国公司为主，像是保养品类的 skincare， 或者是出版社 publishing， 以及一些精品 luxurious goods。那后来他在保养品产业任职的时候，被派来台湾当专案经理。那他发现他爱上了台湾，但他不喜欢他的工作，所以他就选择继续待一阵子，也很幸运的在这段期间遇到他现在的另一半 spouse。那也因为遇到了她老公的关系，所以她不想离开台湾，但同时也不想要待在那间公司了。于是她开始探索她接下来的人生要做什么。所以有一阵子她重新开始学习中文。那因为她父母都会说中文，但她一直都是用法文沟通居多。她认为学习中文之后，她再次的跟自己的家人跟文化有更多的连结。那她之后也开始试了不同的产业，像她想要做一些她会真的在乎的事情，所以她就创了 Humans of Taiwan， 一个专门叙述不同台湾人的故事。那回响很好，大家也很喜欢，也有很好的宣传 publicity， 但她没有想到经营这个会这么的累，所以就停止了。那后来她决定跟她另一半一起举办活动，所以他们在中正纪念堂举办了一场枕头大战。那当时1000多个人参加，蛮经典的 epic， 而且当时警察跟媒体都来了。那他们后来陆续也举办了很多不同的活动，那虽然很好玩，但是也很累，尤其他们当时还有在制作影片，所以他决定开始写作，并且成功在瑞士出版，而且还得过一些奖项哦。可是他后来又觉得累了，这样听下来，你是不是发现他有一个模式了？那他也因此决定好好关注自己，并且找到原因。那后来他也遇到一位很棒的人，那就是他的第一位导师。那他开启了他的视野跟心胸，也因此他了解跟意识到了很多事情。那他认为这对很多人来说其实很困难，因为我们总是会绕着问题，或者是用 OK 绷 Band-Aid 去暂时抑制住。但他认为这只是暂时的，因为问题会不断的回来，还是要找到根 roots 才可以。那来宾认为我们就像洋葱一样，需要一层一层的去治愈，但太多人想要直接越过，直接到中心。但他认为我们是需要达到一些里程碑 milestone， 像他们认为其实有时候回归到基础，或许会让你前进的更快哦。那并不是说要打掉重练，而是要清除脑中的一些雾 fog， 才能看清楚什么是适合你的下一步。那来宾认为其实每个人的旅程都有相似之处 similarities， 但是每个人的旅程都是独一无二的，所以要找到适合你的下一步，才会走在对的路上。那我们继续来听接下来的专访吧。
And so maybe if we could kind of just slow it down though for a second and take it from what is tarot reading and how do you approach that and share about that beautiful gift with people who might not know anything of it, or maybe people who are a little bit like, oh, that's too woo-woo, that's too spiritual. You know, guys, remember on the NG English show, this is all just open-minded, just sharing, please take it however you want. If it feels right, dive in deeper. Yeah. But yeah, can you share a little bit more about tarot reading and the practitioner of being a tarot reader?
Mm-hmm. Thank you for asking. So tarot reading is like, to be very transparent, myself, when I heard about tarot reading in the first place, I was just like, oh. So if you feel like skeptical, don't worry, I feel you. And so I would guess like there is no better ways or worse ways. We can compare in a sense to see how things can be done differently. Like maybe like Western tarot and the tarot reading that we're doing. Often like Western tarot, we're gonna talk about maybe the future. Like trying to understand, oh, what's gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? And things like that, which is very fair because all of us, we truly want to understand what is it going to happen? We want to be reassured. And then for us, when we do tarot reading for us, we are very, usually very practical and we stay often in the present. It doesn't mean you cannot have a pick of what can happen, but often we will try to give keys, like I said, the right keys to the problem that you have right now. And what is missing? What do you have to make up for? And this is how we're gonna do it. And we use our cards and then we kind of connect a little bit, like we all empty our minds and we relax. And often you will find out that when you relax, it's much easier to sense things and then to hear things or to see it, however you prefer or whatever the strongest sense you have. And so what we do is often that a person comes with a question, and then we're gonna dive into it to see, what happened before, what's going on now, and then what keys we can give them for them to reach what they want or what they need. And sometimes what they want and what they need can be a bit different also. We have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, that was really wonderful. Yeah. Great summary too. Yeah, kind of coming with a question. And I love that, the idea of trying to clear your mind, being present, not getting too past focused or future focused. And it's a really wonderful thing. And then you help kind of connect and see, based on what they're picking or what you're sensing from their energy, the little keys, giving them the keys to help them maybe actually who potentially have the wisdom themselves to work on those things. Yeah, it's so cool.
Often I think everybody has everybody really has the wisdom within them. It's just that how many layers do you have on top of it?
Right. Like the social conditioning, maybe your family structure.
Exactly.
Right.
Culture or
right.
fears, experiences too. Often experiences will account as a conditioning. Because you've been feeling, you've lived that, or you experienced that, then you think it's just like that. And that's very valid. It doesn't mean we want to invalidate things. It's just, it makes it harder for us for people, everybody actually, to break through certain things because they've experienced that and maybe they're hurt. And then it's hard to break through the hurt and see through that. And this is how we help. We help them see through that and then see what's actually truly at the core, And everybody really has something at their core. Yeah,
so well said. Great work you're doing, and I wish you nothing but success and
thank you.
Continue. Yes, to all of us listening and watching, and and it's an incredible thing. We can all do it together.
Yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
来宾一开始听说塔罗牌占卜的时候，也是抱着怀疑的心态 （skeptical）， 所以如果你也这样想，真的是非常正常。那像西方的塔罗牌通常都会说到未来。那是因为大家都需要被安慰 reassured， 那他们学习的方式是比较实际一点的 practical， 所以他们只会讨论现在。这并不代表说你没有选择的权利，而是他们会提供一些关键的钥匙，可以让你们解决现在的问题，或者是如何补上缺乏的那一块。接着他们会用卡片交流一下，那如果对方越放松，占卜的人越能够感受到。那通常来算塔罗牌的人都会带着一个问题，然后他们会去探讨以前现在正在发生的事情，以及给他们一些建议，让他们达到他们需要或是想要的。但要记得，需要跟想要是不同的哦。那他认为每一个人都有智慧 wisdom， 但可能在很多层底下。那他所谓的每一层就有可能是我们的文化背景，而且很多时候其实是我们的经验。那我们继续来听接下来的专访吧。
But do you think, Miss Sylvie, we can talk a little bit about so wonderfully your story with Taiwan and your story with language? As a very proud French woman, I know speaking English has been a bit annoying. But
I have somebody at home always making fun of me and Français, French people.
Oh no!
Even though I don't speak like that, actually. There's a war.
There's a war at the house. Yes. Shout out to Chris again, the wonderful spouse. And so maybe take us through a little bit about English with you. Okay. Yeah. So when did English begin? Do you remember some things that helped you with English and now language more as a whole as you've transitioned back to connecting to Mandarin Chinese and all of that?
I think I started learning English when I was young, actually. 7 or 8 at school. And then after that, a big part of my family is living in Australia. So I used to visit my family a lot in Australia and to connect with my cousins who were also speaking English and not Chinese at home, and not speaking French. I had to speak English a lot. So for me, it was I think I had to just do it. And because I was so young and then we were children and stuff like that. I think I was very, very blessed and lucky on that part. I've never been stopped on the language part. Like nobody made fun of me when I was young. But that's how I did it, like with my family, like speaking with them. And then also, I guess, I think like everybody, like American TV shows, like I used to watch that a lot. My favorite one was Charmed.
Charmed. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I remember Charmed. It was like on the WB.
Yeah, but I mean,
Wow.
it wasn't WB
Yeah, sure,
for me,
right.
but like Charmed, I really loved it because I wanted to be a witch when I was young.
Yeah.
And then just like TV shows and stuff like that. But you know what? I don't know why I'm telling you that because thinking about it, I used to watch it in French.
Oh,
Because everything is dubbed.
Right, it's dubbed. I was going to say.
Everything is dubbed in
Yep.
French.
All my French friends were like, yeah, we would actually not watch it with subtitles. It was dubbed in French.
So my memory is telling me, hey, you learn English by watching American TV shows in French. And I'm just like, wait a second, come back to here.
But it
Doesn't
wasn't.
make any sense.
It's amazing how our brain works like that, right?
Exactly.
Telling us the stories, it's like, no, that's not true.
So this is how it is with life too. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you go, and then you wake up and you're just like, wait a second, it doesn't make any sense. But no, mostly I think it was like, the practice, of like, speaking with, how do you say that? Like with my family. And also maybe because like, at home I was juggling between languages. So it helped. Maybe the brain. I think there is actually studies about that. Like, when you learn, you start to learn young. Like your brain is like a sponge and then you just absorb it super crazy fast. And then there was that. And then after definitely like just pop culture for sure. Definitely pop culture. And then studying in, London. And I had an English accent, British accent before. I was really proud of until I met my spouse. Then changed it to American accent. The best accent of the world, apparently. I'm just kidding.
And he told you some funny, you were telling me a little bit off air, a few words, if you could
Oh my
share
God,
that you thought speaking to him would help him understand more.
Yeah. So, to all of you out there, if you're in like a mixed race relationship, if you call it like that, sometimes like you want to be a nice person and you want to help your spouse or your partner to understand you because they use like, okay, I'm just going to say it like that. English stole a lot of French words.
Yes, that is very true.
They stole it. And then I was thinking, then in that case, I'm going to be very helpful and I'm just going to, speak it your way. Use it your way. And apparently, you guys who are American out there or like British or Australian, you don't use it, your way. You use it our way. Like for example, this is really a silly story, but, I used to like transform like the French words with, an American accent. Like, a dovet. Okay, who knows what a dovet is? If you know, please say yes in the comment. Like dovet, which is actually duvet.
Duvet.
Yeah. Or like coup d'état. I forgot how I used to say it. But you know what I mean? Like all those like croissants.
Yeah.
Like
fillet.
Yeah.
Fillet.
Oh, so you don't say fillet.
Oh, you didn't know that one? Yeah. No, we say fillet.
Oh. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna edit that out. But
Yes.
honestly, like for me, like if you say like French words, for me you say it with like an English accent. Like us, like weekend, like we don't say weekend because like END for us is on. We don't say weekend, we say weekend. Sounds very English, right? See, this is weird. You guys are weird.
Got my co-host over here now.
There was that, and then the second thing was the adjectives and nouns. So we do it the right way. Wait a second, how do we do it? I can't even remember, but we do it the right way.
Paper toilet.
Yeah, we do it like paper toilet. This is exactly that. We do noun and then adjectives. But somehow English people decided, no, we're gonna do adjective first and then nouns, and then a battle started. And then so every time I would say, can you go buy some paper toilet? And he's just like, what? You know, like paper toilet, you know what I'm talking about, so stop. But
Paper toilet
yes.
versus toilet paper.
I know it sounds like it's like a small thing, but it can, you know, this is one way to have a little bit of fun in your relationship if you're French, and
Amazing.
the other one is not French.
Amazing. What a great playful relationship you and Chris seem to have. And yes, all of us who can relate in these types of relationships. And it is all pure, you know, you were trying to help them understand, and then we get to laugh about it now together on our show in public. So thank you.
来宾是在7、8岁左右学英文的，那当时是在学校学的，也因为有大部分的家人在澳洲，所以他们其实很常去探望他们。那为了跟他们亲戚沟通，所以他只能用英文。那后来表示也是因为他很爱看美剧，像是《圣女魔咒》，但后来他才发现，不对啊，当时在法国都是有法文配音 dubbed。那来宾认为在家里使用不同的语言，对于他来说也是一种优势，而且他当时年纪也还小，所以更容易学习跟吸收。那他认为后来的流行音乐当然也有很大的帮助。那他去英国读书的时候，甚至还有英国腔呢。但他遇到他的美籍老公之后，就变成了美式英文。那来宾分享，因为他跟他老公的文化背景差异的关系，所以他们会互相笑对方。像是来宾说，其实英文偷用了法文蛮多字的，但这也是事实。比如说，可颂的英文是 croissant， 但法文就是 croissant。那来宾他们的文法也是不太一样的。像他请老公去买卫生纸的时候，法文是 paper toilet， 但是英文是 toilet paper。那差别在于法文是先用名词才用形容词。那我们继续来听接下来的专访吧。
Well, Sylvie, unfortunately, we have come to the end of the show here, but there's a question I love to end with, and it is if you could go back and talk to a younger Sylvie, maybe before you were on your healing journey, before you were on your American accent journey, would there be any advice you give yourself about life, language, healing, anything?
Oh, I think that's a really good one. I think I would say that there is room for everything. There's really room for everything.
Abundance.
There's room for abundance. There's room for healing. There's room for believing. There's room for perseverance. There's room for everything. And as long as there's room for everything, you can keep going.
Beautiful. Well said. There's room for everything, except for room in this studio. Just kidding.
最后来宾会给自己的建议就是要让自己有足够的空间给所有的东西，有空间给丰富度 abundance， 有空间给疗愈，有空间给恒心 perseverance 之类的。因为他认为只要有空间，我们就可以继续下去。那我们就谢谢今天的来宾 Sylvie。
Well, where can people find you on social media? Where can they reach out to you online?
Oh yeah, if you want to have like a healing or you want to understand better your life and everything like that, you can find me on Instagram, sylvies.secretgarden. And then on YouTube too.
I knew you were a YouTuber. Look at you just
started. I just started. But on YouTube too.
Beautifully said. All right, Sylvie. Well, thank you for joining us on the NG English show. We'll talk to you next time.
See you. Bye-bye. Take care.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on the NG English show. Please reach out to Sylvie if you just want to connect with a wonderful human here in Taiwan. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow along with myself, John Drummond, or Yang Haoen, wherever you can find me. And we'll talk to you next time. Thank you for your patience and your dedication to learning. Peace. All right. Well, that is our NG Ingwen show for today. We hope everyone enjoyed listening to that. You can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now Spotify. You can search NG Ingwen, or you can search on IG, NG English ICRT. And don't forget to tune in every Wednesday morning from 6:30 to 7 and Wednesday night from 9 to 9:30. We'll catch you on the next episode. Bye-bye.